everyone, welcome to Talent Sprint series on most frequently asked coding questions. In this series, we are taking a look at a variety of questions that have been asked in interviews as well as written exams over the years. We are showing you the right way to write the code and also providing you tips and pointers along the way so that you improve your own coding style and write a better code. In today's video, we are going to write a program to count the vowels in a given string. Let's see the code. We've written a function count vowels that takes the string to be tested as input parameter. Now inside this function, we have declared a variable count to hold the count of vowels and initialized it to 0. Now here is where the actual programming begins. We have created a string vowels and assigned all the vowels in uppercase to it. Now since we need to compare these uppercase vowel values with our string at some point of time, we have for convenience converted our string also to uppercase so that the comparison becomes easy. Now we are traversing from I is equals to 0 to vowels.length. So in our first iteration, we are checking for the vowel A. Now when we get inside the first iteration of this while loop, we are calling the function count character. So this function will count the number of A in our string and return the count here. Then we move on to the next iteration and check for E in our string. Again, the count character function will check for the number of times E is occurring in our string and keep incrementing the count. Similarly, this loop will continue till we have checked for all the vowels. And finally, we return the count. Now let me show you how we are counting each vowel in this string in our count character function. So in our count character function here, we are passing this string as well as the character. Like in our first iteration, this character value would be A. In the next iteration, this character value would be E. Now we have assigned 0 to the variable count that will hold the count. And then we are checking if string.index of character is greater than equal to 0. So index of what it does is it returns the first index where the character is occurring. So let's say you have animal as your string. So the index of this would be the first index, which is greater than 0. So we move on to increase our count and then we have to decrease our string. So we do a string.substring string.index of character plus 1. So index of character is this, plus 1 is this location. So our substring now is NIMAL. In the next iteration again, we'll check string.index of character, which is A. So this time it comes to this location. Again, greater than 0, the index would come out to be. We'll increase the count and then we'll again do a substring. So substring is index of character plus 1, which will be index of this character plus 1. So final substring would be L. Now again in the next iteration, when you check for index of character in this substring, the character is not found. So the output will not be greater than 0 and the loop will stop. Now we'll return this count in our main function that we have for finding the count of vowels, and then again in its next iteration we'll come back here and compare E with our string characters to check how many times E is occurring. So this way we have divided our code into two modular parts which can be individually worked on and reused later on in other programs as well. The call of this function in the main is fairly simple. So we have created a string with caps AEIOU and small AEIOU, and we are passing this string to our function. The output of this program is going to be 10. So you saw how we can divide our problems into smaller chunks and work on them to get the bigger picture right. If you have any questions regarding this, or if you want us to take any questions in the series, please don't forget to drop a mail at the email ID mentioned. Thank you for watching and happy coding.